Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Today I'm super duper excited. Not just super excited, super duper. I am going to be making lumpias. Lumpias are a Filipino basic like egg roll, and they are absolutely delicious. To me, I think they're 10 times better than an egg roll, but that's just me. I like all sorts of foods, but this is what we're going to be making today. So I have 1 pound of ground pork, and it's fresh ground pork. Okay, everybody, you know how I am with onions. I have to have my onion pureed. So what I'm going to do, just so I don't keep you on video so long, but because this is actually a short video and it's a fast video, there's not that much involved, but everything that goes into this lumpia is absolutely super delicious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure a ½ cup of white onion. I'm going to go in and puree it along with the garlic. I have 6 garlic cloves here, and I have this bunch of green onions. I will probably put half of them in and puree them with the onion, and then keep a little bit chopped up for lots of garnish. And I didn't want to just do it off camera and not show you guys because, like I said, the ingredients are so little. But so what I'm going to do is I've got the pork, ground pork. I've got the carrot, it's a ½ cup, and I've got those I just chopped up real well. I'm going to go in and take and measure out a ½ cup of my green onion and my white onion, get it pureed, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to come back. But I wanted to explain how I'm going to do my lumpia, because you know how I don't like the onion bigger than pureed. So as soon as we get that done, we'll come back and we'll start assembling and mixing and everything together. Okay, welcome back. Okay, I wanted to slow down just a little bit. First of all, I wanted you to see how I did the meat. I wanted you to see. If I would have just cut them up into little pieces, it would have been much easier, but because what I cook, either 99.9% of the time, everything I cook for my channel, I can eat. That's why I have to puree my onion, because I do not like the texture of an onion that's not pureed. It just doesn't taste good. So what I did is I took the time to puree everything. You would just have to cut yours in small pieces, but I do it this way. So I wanted to explain that, and that's why I kind of got on and got off. I wanted to explain a little bit more about lumpias too, just in case somebody really doesn't know about lumpias. I've been eating these for a long time, probably about 25 years. I was introduced to these and they were delicious. So a lumpia is basically like a Filipino egg roll. And the one I'm making is called a Shanghai roll. So mine is basically very little veg, meat based. Now, there are lumpias that are vegetable lumpias, and that would be more just a straight vegetable. And what makes these different is the wrapping versus, their wrappers are different. And just like regular egg rolls can have just meat, or they can have just vegetable. I mean, they don't normally just have just meat. They have vegetables and meat, or just a vegetable. So I want to kind of clarify it, and then the wrappers are different. These are amazing. I actually stumbled onto this brand, and this brand actually has them already separated for me. The last couple brands I bought, I had to separate them. So this is kind of cool. When I opened the box here, I just grabbed what was in the case and took it home because, I love lumpias and I wanted to share them with you guys. So I just wanted to clarify that. So I have everything is a ½ cup. So I have a ½ cup of white onion, a ½ cup of green onion, and a ½ cup of carrot. I have a ½ teaspoon of black pepper and a ½ teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mix it up. I got my pork yesterday from the butcher, and it's freshly ground. Oh my gosh, it just kind of melts. I had to keep it in the refrigerator. It was so soft, freshly ground. Yum. So this is basically what my meat filling is going to be. And you got to get this really incorporated, really mixed well. And so, my hands are nice and clean because me and my family This is our food, our dinners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in, I'm going to mix with my hand, because I want everything well incorporated. The salt, the pepper, everything. I'm kind of a hands-on person. And I want to make dinner great for my family too. So you can even do your carrots a little bit smaller than I did. But I kind of leave something that texture in there, because like green onions would have a little bit more texture than what I make them, because I puree them. But it doesn't matter. It's what's in these that makes them super delicious. And I tell you, the wrapper, the skin, oh, I'm not sure, you know, the lumpia wrapper is just so good. Okay, so my pork is ready. So basically what I'm going to do is give my hands a wash. And then what I'm going to do is, oh, I was smart. I have my tablespoon, because I'm an overstuffer. So my meat is ready. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give a wash, and I'm going to get the lumpia wrappers out, and we'll be back. Okay, welcome back. Hands are nice and clean. I got a little bit of water so I could seal the deal for these wonderful lumpias. Okay, so the whole key is everything is raw. You're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stuff these. I just love the fact that I have these and you just pull them apart just like this. Some days I don't get that lucky. Last, wrappers I bought, several I've actually had to separate. They usually come like that and you just put your finger through it and separate them yourself. So this is like a luxury. Wow, I'm so super excited. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it right here, and I'm going to take a tablespoon of meat. Look at that. I'm trying to overstuff already. I don't know why I wash my hands, technically. Holy Toledo. Okay. Don't want to be too much of an overstuffer, so I'm just going to take it like that. It's like just a little. I'm going to make the first one probably too fat, and I'm going to have to recant my story here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to wrap it like that. You're going to roll here. And then what you're going to do is roll it like that. You're going to bring it in. And it's kind of cool. So what I do is just bring it like that. And then it always takes me a minute to roll the first one or two. Normally the first one or two are not my prettiest ones. So what I do is I just keep it nice and tight. And then what I'm going to do is take my finger, because I like to get water right here. And I like mine kind of saturated right here. I feel it makes it stick better. Don't know if I'm correct or not, but darn, they sure taste good. And anything that tastes good and you can try, I say you try. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my plate. Actually, I'm going to take this skin here, because I don't want them to stick. Okay, and I also have this thing where when I'm doing anything, frying things, anything I fry, I kind of have this thing where I kind of just put it in my freezer instead of let it just hang out and just sit here. So I'm going to put my plate in my freezer. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to wrap another one. I want to wrap a few of these with you, because you see how easy this recipe is? This is a beautiful recipe. It's super, super duper easy. Something you could make, something you could learn to make. I always love learning different recipes, different places. Unfortunately I have to make them my own, because like I said about my thing with onions. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to roll this twice, because I noticed that my edges are a little broken. So what I'm going to do is go back to my old trick. Roll it twice, then fold it over. I go and do this many different ways. So I rolled it twice. I'm going to show you that version a couple times, and what I do is I squeeze my paper in like that, but making sure that they stay tight. Like I said, it takes a few minutes and they'll be fine. We don't have any problems here. I love the way they taste. Now, unfortunately, because it's a fried issue, we don't get to eat them all the time, but lately I've been just kind of making them quite a bit. I love these things. They're so delicious. So I go through spurts where, I make them a little bit more often than not. Okay, so this one's done. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna go ahead. And you know, if you weren't on camera, like I am, you could just drop them in your fryer. My fryer is ready to go. So see, I'm just pulling the wrapper right off. Be gentle though. And I'm just pulling off. I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon, and then I'm gonna do a little bit more. And then I'm gonna be real consistent when I wrap this one. But you know what, it's really how you feel. And then I just get a little bit more. And nothing's ever perfect. You know, that's why I love the YouTube channel. You know, we try to learn together, learning how to make different foods from different parts of the country. I just love that. And then I'm just gonna roll it in. Roll it in. Wait until, if you've not tried one of these wrappers, wait until you try this wrapper, how this wrapper tastes. It's so light and crispy. Oh my gosh. And I'm trying to be all perfect because I'm doing it on camera. Because sure, I want to show people, because that's why I look online, is to learn. You know, I'm always kind and respectful when I go online, because I'm here just to learn. That's all I want to learn. Otherwise, I wouldn't be looking at it if I didn't need to learn it or want to know how to do it better. But do you see how easy these are? Super, super fast. Like I said, be gentle though. Because this is a luxury to have them like this. And we're just going to do one more roll like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'll go in and make a few more. And then when I get everything made, then I'll come back and we'll fry together. But I'm going to do one more for you. Just so you can see, because my biggest deal was, oh, well, how do you wrap these? How do you do that? Sometimes that's the thing I have the hardest time doing. There's one little ball. There's a little bit more. And I like it this way better. The way I'm doing it. And like I said, I don't make them every day. So, you know, until you make them every day, then you work out your perfect little routine. So I'm going to roll. And it's okay, you can roll a couple times, 2-3 times, no big deal. Fold it in. I'm just glad I'm not making them super huge. Sometimes I'm bad. I overstuff everything, and there's no need to overstuff. And then I'm just going to go ahead and wet it. And these are so delicious. Okay, you guys, see, another one perfect. It's perfect. So we are good. I'm going to go ahead and plop these in the fridge. I'm going to go ahead and make a whole bunch more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back. We're going to fry together. Okay, welcome back. Got the mess cleaned up. Got quite a few done. I'm just going to fry some for you. So I'm going to drop it in my oil. All right, you know what? I'm just going to keep it on my basket. Put them seam side down like I always do. And they'll go straight into my fryer. And you can pan fry them too, but I always use my deep fryer because it just makes it so much easier. I'm just gonna lay them in. Don't want to overcrowd them. I'm gonna tell you something though, super, super cool. These, you could make them all at one time because a pound of pork is not that much where you would stand there all day and just be a slave to the lumpia. So I'm gonna put these back in the freezer, but ta-da, they freeze really super well. My vacuum saver, these are already done. I did these about 2 weeks ago because I had made a big batch of fried rice for dinner. And we were like, oh, do we want egg rolls? Do we want chow mein? Or should we have whatever? And I said, I have lumpia. So we had these with our fried rice the other day. So they save perfect. All you want to do when you're saving them is use parchment paper. And basically, what I do is I just roll it like that. And then I'll tell you something. They have the wrappers that I got. If you save your lumpia papers that I purchased to wrap them in, like these, you could probably wrap them in these. I don't know how those would stay, but I can tell you already, these stay fine just like that. And all you do is roll them over. 3 or 4 will set And usually I just reuse the parchment paper that I set the lumpias on. So I'm just going to set these like that because after we're done filming, my hubby can go ahead and I'm going to try this one. Actually, I'm going to try this one and see if it really does work. So next time we talk about lumpias, I'll be able to tell you if they actually worked or not to save them this way. And then we just throw our vacuum seal on it. Okay, so these are just going to take a minute to fry. They're looking fantastic. As soon as they're done, we'll be back. Okay, welcome back. Beautiful lumpias. Look, this dressing or the sauce I'm using is a sweetened chili sauce. That's my family's favorite. So that's what I'm using. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut one of these lumpias open. Oh, you hear the crunch? Gorgeous. Oh, look, it's absolutely gorgeous inside. Absolutely. Now I'm going to take a bite and try it. Nice and hot. That crunch. That's what I was talking about with these wrappers. They have this ultimate crunch. And you want your lumpias to look about this color. It's a nice golden brown. Because remember, when you put your pork in, your pork is not cooked. And this is a ground pork. So let's take another bite. Can't even talk. It's that delicious of a bite. If you haven't tried these, I recommend everybody trying these. Relatively inexpensive once again. So if you like the content, if you would please like, share, and subscribe, I'd be most grateful. Thanks for coming in and trying my lumpias.